In this video, we're looking at second order differential equations, but looking at how to deal with cases where the auxiliary equation has complex and or repeated roots. So that would be something like this. In the last video, we saw that the auxiliary equation, m squared minus 4m plus 5 equals 0, ends up with solutions m equals 2 plus or minus I. So how do we deal with this? Well, let's take a step back to a simpler example that also has a complex solution. Here, the auxiliary equation m squared plus 1 equals 0 has solutions m equals plus or minus I. Now, forget about that for now and just think, can you guess a solution or two? So is there a function you know of where the second derivative is just the negative of the original function? Well, the answer is trig. Look, if y is cos x, then dy by dx is minus sine x, and d2y by dx squared is minus cos x. And so we get the second derivative plus the original function is 0. And in fact, we could have started with sine x as well, right? If you had y equals sine x, you get the same thing where the first derivative is cos x and the second derivative is minus sine x. And again, we have the second derivative plus the original function is 0. So trig is going to be involved. In fact, we could generalize and we could say in this case we get any amount of cos x plus any amount of sine x will satisfy this. But what's that got to do with plus or minus I here, and how can we generalize to a case like this? Well, instead of trying to guess this, let's just solve it how we did before and use what we know about complex numbers. So we ended up with an auxiliary equation of m squared minus 4m plus 5 equals 0. The solutions were m equals 2 plus or minus I. So suppose we just blindly followed the rule. And our rule so far was that the general solution was a e to the power of the first root, which is 2 plus I x, plus b times e to the power of 2 minus I x. What can we do with this? Well, let's focus first on this one, a e to the 2 plus I x, and let's split that up into a times e to the 2x times e to the ix. Well, a e to the 2x is fine, and e to the ix is also fine because you know that e to the I theta is cos theta plus I sine theta. So look, cos x plus I sine x. So it seems that this should be one solution. Now, we don't actually want any complex solutions. We're looking at real functions. Basically in this course, unless it's a specific question about complex numbers, we're looking for real functions. But we do have a bit of a real function. We've got a e to the 2x times cos x is going to be a solution. Okay, let's look at this one here. b e to the 2x and then e to the minus ix. Well, that's b e to the 2x, and then it's cos minus x plus I sine minus x. All right, so that doesn't actually look like it's added anything, right? Because we've got a e to the 2x times cos x, and we've got b e to the 2x, and then cos of minus x just is cos of x. So it looks like we've just got a e to the 2x cos x appearing twice. There's a sneaky way in which we can actually salvage part of that, some sine x's as well. And the reason is, actually, the a here and the b here don't need to be real numbers. They could be complex numbers. It's just that we're focusing on the real parts of these equations. So what if I didn't have a constant b here, but had a constant bi here? I'm allowed to, because these constants can be imaginary numbers. They still sort of disappear when you sub them into this function in just the same way. So instead of b, I'm going to put bi. So what happens there? Well, if I expand this out, what do we get? Let's just deal with inside the bracket first. I've got bi e to the 2x. Now, cos minus x is just cos x, and sine of minus x is minus sine x, so minus I sine x. Now let's multiply that I inside the bracket, and we get b e to the 2x, and we get I cos x. I times I is minus 1, cancels with the minus there, plus sine x. So look what we get. The real bit we can take from this top one is a e to the 2x cos x, a e to the 2x cos x, and the real bit we can take from here is b e to the 2x sine x plus b e to the 2x sine x. Factorising out the e to the 2x, we get e to the 2x a cos x plus b sine x. And this is the general solution to that differential equation. Let's just keep track of where the 2 and the I got to in here. That 2 comes from here. So we're always going to get the real part appearing as the coefficient of x in the power of e. And then the fact that it was I here, 1i, meant that we got 1x down here. If it had been plus or minus 5i, we would have had a cos 5x plus b sine 5x. So this is how we deal with complex roots of our auxiliary equation. In summary, we can say that if we have a second order differential equation with an auxiliary equation and it has roots of p plus or minus qi, remember, complex roots of a quadratic will always be in the form p plus or minus qi. The solution is e to the power of the real bit times x, and then in the bracket it's any amount of cos qx plus any amount of sine qx. Looks a bit complicated again. In reality, it's quite easy to implement. Okay, so that's the case of complex roots. The final thing we need to look at is if we have repeated roots. Have a look at this. We get m squared minus 2m plus 1 equals 0. And this just has a repeated root, m equals 1. So it's tempting to say that the general solution to this is just y equals a e to the x. And you know what, that works. So that's fine. That is part of the solution. But surprisingly, it's not the only part. Have a look. And this is quite hard to prove from scratch, but I'm going to show you that it works, and we can use that going forwards. Consider the function y equals x e to the x. Let's see what we get. dy by dx is, well, that's u and that's v. We get u v dash plus u dash v. Okay, and d2y by dx squared. Differentiating x e to the x, we get u v dash plus u dash v. The derivative of v to the x is e to the x. So that's just x e to the x plus 2e to the x. Let's sub that into here. Second derivative is x e to the x plus 2x, 2e to the x, minus 2 times the first derivative, so that's minus 2 times x e to the x plus e to the x, plus the original function x e to the x. And what do we get? Well, it's x e to the x and x e to the x, so that is 2e to the x plus 2x e to the x, that's this one and this one added, plus 2e to the x, and expanding this we get minus 2x e to the x and minus 2e to the x, and that's 0. So x e to the x also satisfies this differential equation, and in fact it could have been any multiple of that. It could have been any number b times x e to the x. So what we can say is that when we have a repeated root, Well, you do get your e to the mx solution, but you also get x e to the mx. We can say the general solution in this case is e to the x brackets a from here and bx from here. So it's not just any multiple of e to the mx, it's any linear term times e to the mx. Here's a generalized statement. If your auxiliary equation has a repeated root alpha, we definitely get e to the alpha x, but it's not just multiplied by a single constant a, it's multiplied by an entire linear term a plus bx. So here's the summary that covers all three situations. If you have a second order differential equation with constants a, b and c, that forms an auxiliary equation, am squared plus bm plus c. If it has distinct real roots, i.e. if b squared minus 4ac is positive, then the general solution is just a times e to the alpha x plus b times e to the beta x, where alpha and beta are the solutions of your auxiliary. If b squared minus 4ac is 0, so you have a repeated root, then the general solution is y equals e to the alpha x, where alpha is the solution of the auxiliary equation, times an arbitrary linear term, that's a plus bx. Finally, if b squared minus 4ac is negative, and that gives you complex solutions, then the solution is e to the px, where p is the real part of the complex solution, times a cos qx plus b sin qx, where q is the imaginary part of the complex solution. Okay, so that's the framework we're going to use. That covers all the cases we're going to focus on from now, and in the next video we're going to practice using it. So see you there.